Hey guys, NZG here, and welcome to a very different video of which I will be doing for you guys today. And that is, we are going to be using, with the help of AI, to write a fanfic of Kirby versus other video game characters, that's right. So we're going to chip away here, and we've got about 10 rounds of different characters that I have handpicked, and yeah, we're going to see how these scenarios play out with the AI, and let's get started. So for today's video, I will be using Kimi here, because I personally think this is one of the best AIs for storytelling yet, although it's not the most creative thing, it's AI after all, but it helps play out with how things go. And yeah, I'm just going to write some prompts in here specifically regarding Kirby versus that, Kirby versus this person, and yeah, so I'm going to type away. So, write a short story about Kirby versing, and for our first character of today, it's going to be Sonic, so I will be gladly putting him in this fight here. Decide a clear winner. Make the fight interesting. Cool. We're going to see what it pops out for us. And yeah, I'm going to read along. The blue blur versus the pink puff, a battle for the ages. The checkerboard ground trembled. Sonic the Hedgehog skidded to a halt, his red shoes kicking up golden dust, his expression shifting from confident to confused. Hovering before him, round, pink, and deceptively adorable, was Kirby, the legendary Star Warrior from Dreamland. Hey little guy, Sonic smirked, arms crossed, you lost? This is my zone. Kirby simply blinked his enormous blue eyes, then inhaled sharply. The wind changed. Round 1, speed for suction. Sonic vanished in a blue streak, circling Kirby at max speeds, creating a vortex of displaced air. Too slow, he taunted, launching a spin dash from behind. Kirby then dodged. He inhaled. The shockwave of Sonic's attack warped. Bending toward that impossible mouth, Sonic felt himself being dragged backward, his momentum reversed by sheer vacuum force. He dug his heels in, sparks flying, and barely escaped by bouncing off a nearby spring, launching high above the palm trees. Okay, Sonic braved, landing on a floating platform. You're not just cute. From above, he rained down homing attacks, each one a blur of blue energy. Kirby swallowed them, all of them. Then with a pop, he transformed. Blue skin, spiky quills, a single green eye. Hoyo! Sonic Kirby declared, now moving at speeds that matched the original. The two streaks of blue collided across Green Hill, creating sonic booms that shattered monitors and sent flickies scattering. They were perfectly matched, until Sonic realized something. Kirby's copy ability had limits. Every time Sonic Kirby used a spin dash, he flickered, a transformation unstable. I see. Oh, this is racking up to be something nice. Sonic pressed the advantage, finting left, then striking right with a perfect somersault kick. Kirby tumbled, losing the form in a puff of white smoke. Round 2, the hammer falls. Kirby hit the ground rolling and came up with a new weapon, the Ultra Sword from a swallowed item box. The blade extended and glowing with star energy. He swung, and Sonic barely backflipped clear as the ground split open, revealing the abyss below. Whoa! Heavy artillery! Sonic grinned, despite the danger. This is what he lived for. He began gathering rings, hundreds of them, the zone's currency becoming his life insurance. With each ring collected, he felt invincibility approaching. 7 rings, then 20, 50. Kirby watched, head tilted, then inhaled again. The rings began sliding across the grass toward him. Sonic's eyes went wide. Oh, you've got to be kidding, he lunged, but Kirby had already swallowed the ring's stash hole. No transformation this time, just a satisfied gulp and a bright flash of healing light. Kirby's wounds closed. He was fresh. Renewed! That's actually brilliant, Sonic admitted, slowing down. But I've got something you can't eat. He closed his eyes. The 7 Chaos Emeralds kept hidden in subspace pockets began resonating. Golden light exploded outward as Supersonic emerged, his quills standing up straight, his eyes glowing crimson, body radiating power that distorted reality itself. The sky darkened. The ocean stilled. Final round. Supersonic versus the Void. Kirby didn't flinch. He faced cosmic horrors before, nightmares that would break lesser beings. He defeated gods with a smile. He reached into his own dimensional storage and pulled out a warp star, mounting it with practiced ease. Then, with a deep breath, he summoned something else, the power of the Star Rod, the artifact that once left him battle nightmare. The warp star merged with the rod's energy, transforming into the Star Chariot, a vehicle of pure light. Supersonic and Star Chariot Kirby rose into the stratosphere, their battle now shaking the planet. Each collision created shockwaves visible from space. Sonic's chaos-infused punches met Kirby's reality-warping star blasts. They tore through Eggman's hidden satellites, through asteroids, through the fabric of space-time itself. But Supersonic had a weakness. Time. The golden form flickered. 30 seconds. 45. The chaos energy was burning out, and Sonic felt his super state wavering. He poured everything into one final attack, a light-speed dash that would have shattered the mountain range. Kirby saw it coming. He didn't dodge. He opened his mouth. The inhale this time was different, deeper. It wasn't just suction, it was singularity. The same technique he'd used to defeat Void Termina, to swallow the Jamba Heart, to consume attacks that could unmake universes. Supersonic's momentum faltered, then stopped, then reversed. Sonic fought with every ounce of will, but the chaos energy was being unmade. Drawn into that pink abyss, his super form collapsed, rings scattering into the void space, and then, nope, silence. Kirby floated alone in the upper atmosphere. A moment later, he spat something out. Sonic's red shoes, slightly singed but intact. Then, with a pop, he summoned a new ability. Sonic Speed, now permanently his, marked by Blue Hat with ears. He descended gently on the warp star, finding Sonic dazed but alive in a field of flowers. The hedgehog was already sitting up, shaking his head. That, Sonic wheezed, that is the weirdest thing I've ever felt, and I've been turned into a werehog. Kirby offered a small, apologetic wave. Sonic laughed, genuinely delighted. You know what? I haven't had a race that good in years. He extended a hand. Rematch sometime? Poyo, Kirby agreed, enthusiastically shaking it. And the winner, ladies and gentlemen, Kirby! That's how you do it, Kirby! And that was a good match. I like that. Honestly, thank you. That was just beautiful to read. I loved every second of that. Alright guys, that was very epic to read. So for the next battle, we are going to have Kirby versus, or what says on my book there, Mario. Super Mario, ladies and gentlemen. Very convenient to celebrate the release of the Super Mario Galaxy movie and all. We're just gonna have Kirby vs Mario there, and for this one actually I decided to change up my prompt a bit. I decided to change it to a short 3-paragraph story because I did enjoy all this, but I feel like it should be decided in a more denser paragraph. So yeah, let's see how this fight goes. Here we go. The plumber versus the puff. A kingdom clash. The Mushroom Kingdom's rainbow bridges trembled as two icons collided beneath a cotton candy sky. Mario, mid-jump for a question block, froze as a pink spear drifted down from the warp star. Kirby, eyes wide with innocent curiosity, until he spotted the super mushroom in Mario's gloved hand. Without warning, Kirby inhaled, the mushroom shooting from Mario's grip into that possible void of mouth. Mario's mustache bristled. Mamma mia, you want to play rough, little guy? Fire flower in hand, he transformed, launching a barrage of bouncing fireballs that turned the brick platforms into a furnace. Kirby danced between the flames, swallowed one whole, and erupted as Fire Kirby, two infernos clashing, scorching the very clouds above Peach's castle. The battle escalated through power-up after power-up. Mario grabbed the super leaf, tail swiping with raccoon precision, only for Kirby to inhale the tail itself and become Cutter Kirby, blade boomerang slicing through Mario's flight path. They crashed through a fortress wall, Mario emerging with a metal cap, shining and invulnerable, stomping with seismic force. Kirby bounced, deflated, then spotted a discarded superstar rolling from a broken block. He swallowed it whole. Rainbow Kirby met Meadow Mario, a blinding collision of invincibility, their forms blurring across the kingdom, shattering Bowser's leftover traps. Leaving cratered hills and spinning Koopa shells in their wake, but Mario's metal form had a timer, ticking down while Kirby's star power seemed to glow brighter with each impact, feeding on the kinetic energy. When the metal finally faded, Mario stood panting, no power-ups left, just a plumber's gift. Kirby descended, still radiant, but something changed. He saw Mario's determination, the saved heart that had saved galaxies, and chose not to strike. Instead, he exhaled, producing not a weapon, but a one-up mushroom he'd stored from who knows where, offering it with a soft Poyo. Mario blinked, then laughed, accepting the gift. They fought to a standstill where victory meant loss for both, but Kirby's endless adaptability, his ability to become anything, and his bottomless well of surprises had outlasted every trick Mario's world could provide. The winner? Kirby, not by knockout, but by proving in a contest of infinite transformations against finite power-ups. The puff that could consume stars would inevitably consume the moment. They shared past it that evening, two champions who understood that the best battles end with full stomachs. I see, you're taking a page out of Goku's handwork there. Okay. And once again, guys, Kirby takes round number 2 there, and there's something wrong with this AI. I can sense it already. I think the problem is because I've unfortunately done the next prompt on the same page as the Sonic battle from before. I feel like that has influenced the outcome, so for this to be a fair challenge, I'm gonna have to make like a new chat every time I do a different battle. Okay. So we are finally on to round 3, and of course I've changed the prompt a bit this time, and I've started a new page and all. So for our third round here, Kirby will be taking on Pikachu from Pokemon. That's right, the good old classic yellow fur ball. So we are going to have it stay the same as 3 paragraphs, but this time we're going to have it stated as decide a random winner who defeats the other, leaving them injured but not like dead or anything. I don't think the AI would even take that request anyways. But it's a death battle. Well, near death battle. So we're going to see who wins this one. And yeah, let's get onto it. Alrighty, here we go. The pink puffball and electric mouse circled each other on the floating platform of green greens, the wind carrying cherry blossoms between them. Kirby's stubby arms trembled with anticipation, while sparks danced across Pikachu's crimson cheeks, the air thickening with ozone. Without warning, the Pokemon struck first, a blinding thunderbolt that forked across the sky and slammed into Kirby, sending the little warrior tumbling backward with a pained "Poyo!" The grass smoldered where he landed, smoke rising from his single pink flesh. Kirby rolled to his feet, eyes narrowing with uncharacteristic determination. He inhaled deeply, his mouth becoming a vortex that sucked in a nearby apple, a rock, and finally Pikachu's lightning itself. The electricity surged through Kirby's body, crackling dangerously before he spattered back as a crackling star bullet infused with stolen voltage. Pikachu dodged left, but Kirby anticipated the movement, inhaling again and copying the quick attack ability, becoming a pink blur that slammed into Pikachu's side with devastating force. The mouse cried out, ribs cracking audibly as he skittled across the dirt, leaving a trail of blood. Oh shit. AI, Jesus. I didn't know you were gonna get bloody graphic like that. Jeez, sorry. Look, I know I wanted it to be the actual injuries, but not like that dangerous, please. But Pikachu had survived worse. As Kirby floated out triumphantly, the Pokemon forced himself upright, electricity pouring from his body in an uncontrollable cascade. This was Volt Tackle, his ultimate sacrifice. It became a living comet of white-blue energy and struck Kirby dead center before the puffball could react. The explosion lit the meadow like midday, and when the smoke cleared, Kirby lay unconscious in a crater, his body scorched black in patches, one eye swollen shut. Pikachu collapsed nearby, coughing blood and clutching his broken ribs, but his tail twitched for victory. The electric mouse had endured. Whoa. I'm not even mad about that. Damn, Pikachu on the grind there. He went through all that. Honestly, bravo. Bravo, Pikachu. So that means Kirby has lost that battle, unfortunately. I'm probably gonna have to change that prompt again for about a 4th time, but then, yeah, that was really something. Alrighty, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a serious contender for our next battle here. So Kirby will now be taking on the one, the only Bowser from the Mario universe. So now we're gonna see how this lovely furball in pink takes up against one of the big dogs. Let's do this. The cotton candy skies of Dreamland darkened as a fiery portal tore open above the castle, and Bowser descended with a thunderous crash that split the ground beneath him. His massive shell gleamed like volcanic rock, and smoke curled from his nostrils as he roared a challenge that sent Waddle Dees scattering in every direction. Kirby, who had been napping peacefully beneath a tree, opened his wide blue eyes, puffed up his round pink body, and floated forward with determination. This was his home, and nobody was turning it into a lava kingdom today. The battle erupted with explosive force. Bowser unleashed torrents of flame that scorched the grass black, but Kirby inhaled the fire with a mighty hoot and transformed into Fire Kirby, launching burning projectiles back at the Koopa King. Bowser charged with his spiked shell spinning, slamming Kirby into a hillside that crumbled on impact. Kirby bounced back, copying Bowser's own power to become Hammer Kirby, and the two traded devastating blows. Metal clashed against shell, shockwaves rippled across the landscape, and both fighters accumulated scratches across their bodies. Kirby's pink cheek was bruised purple from a crushing claw swipe, while Bowser's snout bore deep scrape marks from Kirby's rapid hammer strikes. In the end, Kirby's relentless stamina and adaptive abilities proved too much for the Koopa King's raw power. After a final, dizzying exchange where both combatants were barely standing, Kirby spotted his opening, inhaled with vacuum force intensely, catching Bowser mid-leap and spitting him out with a devastating star spit that sent the Koopa King crashing through 3 hills before he finally skidded to a stop. Bowser dazed in a crater of his own making, his shell chipped, his arms covered in scratches, and his pride more bruised in his body. He groaned, struggled to rise, then thought better of it as Kirby floated over and offered a Maxim tomato with a friendly "Hi!" Bowser swatted it away weakly, muttering something about rematches, and crawled back through his portal as Dreamland's sunshine returned! Woo! There we go, Kirby, another one in the bag. Oh, that's pretty good. So he's currently tracking to have a record of about 3-1 at the moment. So he's got about 6 more opponents to go. Yeah, let's see how those ones play out. Now, I just like to make it clear, guys. This next one is a very interesting choice that I came up with. And now you're gonna see it. Yep, you bet your ass I'm doing this. Oh boy, I can't wait to read this one. The neon lights of the abandoned pizzeria flickered ominously as Kirby bounced through the rusty entrance, his round pink form casting a soft glow against the grimy checkered floor. He had heard rumors of a place where fun never ended, and the ever-curious Puffball couldn't resist investigating. From the shadows emerged Freddy Fazbear, his tattered brown fur and glowing eyes filling the dim hallway with menacing presence. The animatronic bear lunged first, his metal claws swiping through the air with a mechanical screech. But Kirby's elastic body compressed and sprang away, bouncing off the walls like a rubber ball. Kirby inhaled deeply, his vacuum-like mouth pulling in loose tables and chairs, but Freddy's heavy frame resisted the suction. The bear retaliated with a brutal haymaker that sent Kirby crashing through a prize counter. Glass and stuffed animals scattering everywhere. Dazed but determined, Kirby spotted a discarded microphone among the debris and swallowed it whole, transforming into Mike Kirby. What? What the hell? Where the hell is this going? Amplifying his voice to ear-splitting levels, he unleashed a sonic boom that shattered Freddy's left audio sensor and sent the animatronic stumbling backwards, sparks flying from his damaged ear. Oh shit! Here we go! Seizing the moment, Kirby spat out the microphone and delivered his signature Falcon Kick. Is that his signature? I don't know, I haven't played Kirby in a while. A blazing dropkick powered by his copy ability, Residual Energy. The impact cracked Freddy's chestplate and sent him sprawling into the arcade machines, his servos whining in distress as circuits overloaded. Freddy struggled to rise, his movements jerky and uncoordinated, one eye flickering dimly while scratches marred his iconic bow tie and bruised indentations dented his metal chassis. Kirby landed gracefully, offering a gentle wave of victory before bouncing towards the exit, leaving the defeated animatronic slumped among the broken skee-ball machines, temporarily deactivated but repairable. After all, even in defeat, Freddy Fazbear always comes back. Wrong character. Wrong bloody character, AI. First of all, that's Springtrap's line. Don't you dare tell me. Okay, there's still some imperfections with AI in general, I get that, but still. Well done, Kirby. Kirby, my main pink furball. Well done, you champ. Alright, apart from that Pikachu failure, he is currently now 4-1 with his matches, and yeah, he's on good track to maybe get around 8, but we'll see how much he stands with this next showdown. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Kirby's taking on Link from The Legend of Zelda. Let's do this. The pink puffball drifted down from Dreamland's cotton candy clouds, landing softly in the grassy fields of Hyrule. Link had been tracking a strange disturbance in the sacred realm where he spotted the round, rosy creature bouncing toward him, looking deceptively harmless. But when Kirby inhaled Link's bomb mid-throw and spat it out with devastating force, the hero of time realized this was no ordinary opponent. The battle erupted. Kirby floated and weaved with impossible agility, copying Link's sword techniques after swallowing a discarded hilt, while Link countered with precise spin attacks and well-timed arrows that Kirby narrowly dodged by flattening himself paper thin. The clash intensified as both warriors pushed their limits. Kirby transformed into Hammer Kirby, swinging a massive wooden mallet that cratered the earth where Link had stood moments before. Link responded with a flurry of bomb attacks, the explosions creating smoke screens that allowed him to close distance and slash with the Master Sword. Kirby's small frame proved frustratingly difficult to hit, his elastic body absorbing impact that would have felled larger foes. In a desperate gambit, Link activated his stasis rune, freezing Kirby mid-air for precious seconds, long enough to deliver a powerful overhead strike that sent the pink warrior crashing into a stone wall, leaving visible scratches across his round cheek and bruising his stubby arms. Yet Kirby's resilience was legendary. As Link approached cautiously, the little fighter's eyes narrowed with determination. With a sudden burst of speed, Kirby inhaled with catastrophic suction, catching Link completely off guard and swallowing him whole. When Kirby spat him out wearing a green cap and wielding a tiny sword copy, the hero found himself disoriented and vulnerable. Kirby unleashed a devastating final cutter technique, the shockwave launching Link backward through a wooden fence, splintering it completely. Link crashed hard, his tunic torn, his body covered in bruises and shallow scratches, the Master Sword knocked just beyond his reach, exhausted and battered. The hero of time could only watch as Kirby floated victoriously above, offering a small apologetic wave before bouncing away to find some apples to celebrate his hard-won victory. Okay, wow, This is going better than I expected for Kirby. He is winning most of these battles. It's quite shocking, and I think I have a reason why that's happening. So, but we'll quickly transition to the next person. Okay, before we get into the next person, obviously, I'd just like to discuss how this has been working out. So, this feels nitpicky, but I believe the only reason why Kirby's winning most of these is because of the fact that he's literally typed first before the other person, and I'm gonna test that theory with this next person now. So who Kirby will be taking on next is the Akinator. You know, that's some online genie that guessed anyone you ever thought of, object, or whatever. So I'm gonna switch this around. So Kirby goes after the Akinator, and now I will see if this works out any differently. It would be damned of Kirby to lose to Akinator of all people, but he's had a good run so far, so I wouldn't feel too bad about it. Oh god. My throat is getting a little numb from reading all this out loud. Oh well, that's what I got my water for. The genie flickered into existence, his smug grin hovering in the void. A pink puffball, Akinator chuckled, his turban glowing ominously. This will be easier than guessing a background character. But Kirby simply inhaled, his vacuum force more distorting reality itself, sucking in every code that sustained the genie's form. Akinator's eyes widened. His database of 20 questions couldn't compute an opponent who answered by devouring the questions themselves. Okay, I don't get the logic of this so far. This is weird. I don't think I could compute the fact that Kirby can apparently swallow computer code. You know, a digital being. What? The battle raged across fractured dimensions. Akinator conjured spectral manifestations of every warrior he ever guessed. Knights, dragons, what? Oh god, I don't think Kirby's winning this one. Shit, if he can summon just about any fictional character, Kirby's done for. Hurling them at the pink juggernaut, Kirby bounced between them, copying abilities midair, a sword slash here, a fire breath here, a wrestling suplex that sent a spectral titan crashing to Akinator's floating throne. The genie retaliated by trapping Kirby in a cage of narrowing possibilities. The bars formed from, is your character small? Is your character pink? Is your character... But Kirby ate the cage, metal bars and logic loops and all, then spat the compressed paradox back at his foe. In the end, it was stamina that decided it, and Akinator's form glitched, his lamp flickering from the strain of constant regeneration, while Kirby, endless, patient, terrifyingly cheerful, simply outlasted him. The final blow came from not some copy power, but from Kirby's most devastating technique. He slept! What the fuck? What is this bullshit the AI is coming up with? This is one of the best fights so far. It doesn't even make sense. Akinator. Sorry. Just give me a moment. Akinator lunged for what he thought was an opening, only for the puffball to wake with explosive force. A rising breakdance kick, launching the genie into his own corrupted servants. Akinator crashed among sparking circuits, his turbines askew, digital bruises pulsing across his translucent form as he flickered and vanished, groaning, impossible. 20 questions should have worked. Kirby scratched and dented, but victorious, floated away humming, already searching for his next meal. Best fight ever! That was something. Oh, that was worth my day right there, guys. Beautiful. Yeah, but to answer that last question, I'd asked myself, does it matter which order the characters are put in when versing? No, I guess not. So, Kirby came out victorious regardless, even though he was the one name that came after. I suppose that was a pointless nitpick I brought out, so yeah, we'll just change Kirby back to the front there. Okay guys, so for our next battle of today, we have the one, the only, Tracer from Overwatch. That's right guys, she will be taking on Kirby head on, and we'll see how that one ends. The Dreamland Arena shimmered into existence, a floating platform suspended over cotton candy clouds when a swirling vortex of pink and blue deposited two unlikely combatants. Kirby bounced eagerly on his stubby feet, his infinite appetite already anticipating whatever challenge this strange rabbit-eared woman represented. Tracer blinked into existence beside him, dual post pistols humming to life as she sized up the round, cheerful puffball before her. "Cheers, love. The cavalry's here," she chirped. Through her eyes narrowed with professional assessment. She faced omnics and giant apes, but something about the instant gleam in Kirby's enormous eyes made her grip her weapons tighter. The battle erupted in a kaleidoscope of chaos. Tracer zipped across the platform in 3 rapid blinks, peppering Kirby with pulse rounds that exploded in showers of sparks against his rubbery pink hide. Kirby responded by inhaling with tornado force, trying to swallow the time-jumping ancient hall, but Tracer recoiled to safety just as his mouth snapped shut on empty air. She peppered him from behind, forcing Kirby to spit out a swallowed warp star that he had been saving for dessert. The projectile homed in on Tracer, clipping her shoulder and sending her spitting. Undeterred, she closed the distance, unloading both clips point blank into Kirby's face. The pink warrior stumbled backward, bruised and dazed, before his eyes narrowed with uncharacteristic determination. With a mighty "Hiya!" he unleashed his fighter ability, donning a red headband and exploding into a blur of martial arts fury. Oh, yep, I love that power-up. That's one of my most favorite ones I like using in Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. Kirby's rapid-fire punches met Tracy's chrono accelerator as she blinked through his assault, each barely dodging the other killing's blows. But Kirby adapted, inhaling the very air displacement from her blinks. He predicted her next location and delivered a devastating rising break uppercut that caught her mid-teleport. Tracer crashed to the platform, her accelerator sparking and cracked, pulse pistols clattering away as she struggled to rise. Her left arm hung limp with a nasty sprain, her goggles were cracked, and spectacular bruises bloomed across her exposed skin where Kirby's gloved fist had found their mark. "Not bad for a pink marshmallow," she gasped, collapsing to one knee as Kirby stood victorious, offering a tiny hand to help his worthy opponent up. The crowd of Waddle Dees cheered their champion, while Tracer smiled through his swelling jaw, already plotting a rematch once her accelerator finished self-repairing. My! The pink warrior just keeps on going. The gift that keeps on showing. He's doing good. Our boy Kirby's doing well. Alright guys, I figured we do an interesting character from Minecraft today, and that, ladies and gentlemen, will be Minecraft Alex. That's right guys, we're going to be seeing how she goes against Kirby, and yeah, we're going to be seeing how the AI plays out as usual. Let's do this. The pink puffball rode into the blocky world with a cheerful Poyo that echoed across the pixelated plains, only to find a certain orange-haired adventurer mining a diamond vein nearby. Alex spun around, pickaxe raised, as Kirby bounced into a fighting stance, his stubby arms wiggling with determination. The battle erupted instantly. Alex struck first, her enchanted iron sword slashing through the air, but Kirby inhaled the blade with a mighty gulp and spat out a circling sword Kirby, blade arm gleaming. She retaliated with a splash potion of slowness that splattered across his round body, then buried him under a sun tower of gravel she had dug from above. Kirby burst free with a spin slash, the gravel shattering into particles, and the two clashed in midair. Alex's sweeping edge strikes against Kirby's rapid drill rush. The fighter from Dreamland sucked up a nearby chest, gaining the cutter ability, and hurled boomerang blades that Alex barely deflected with her shield. She countered with a TNT trap, the explosion launching Kirby into a tree, leaves cascading down as he bounced off with a dizzy spiral, but Kirby adapted fast, inhaling a nearby wolf and becoming Animal Kirby. Really? He's already sort of... I don't know what Kirby is exactly, but Jesus... Is that even an ability? That is not a Kirby ability. Anyways, scratching furiously with adorable ferocity. In the final clash, Alex constructed a piston trap to launch Kirby into a lava pit, but the pink hero inhaled the entire piston mechanism and became Crash Kirby, body crackling with volatile energy. He unleashed a devastating explosion that engulfed the battlefield in blinding light. When the smoke cleared, Alex laid sprawled against a crater wall, armor cracked and dented, covered in soot and bruises, her breathing ragged but alive. Kirby waddled over, offering a Maxim tomato with a concerned chirp, but the fight was settled. Kirby stood victorious, though he made sure his opponent could recover. Alex groaned, accepting the healing fruit with a grudging nod, already plotting a rematch in this strange, soft world. Damn. did bloody light work on Minecraft, Alex. Jesus, Kirby ain't someone to mess with. It's a bloody miracle that Pikachu took care of Kirby. And here we go, guys. The final opponent for today, in which, in honor, I will be doing this as a 4-paragraph. Oh well. But this one in particular is something real special because this man who I am about to introduce to Kirby is someone who very much inspired the entirety of this video. And that, guys, is YouTuber Doug. That's right. He will be the one versing Kirby for all this as a final boss. And we're going to see whatever this AI offers us. It's going to be one hell of a battle. Let's do this. Oh boy. I'm really pumped. I'm really ready to get up for this shit. Let's go. The pink puffball, known as Kirby, had seen many battles across Dreamland, we know that, but none quite like this. When a strange portal opens above Greens, out tumbled Doug, glitching through the skybox, chat commands flickering around him like digital fireflies. Alright chat, we're doing a Kirby 64% speedrun, but the twist is I have to fight him IRL, he announced to no one in particular. Already rolling up his sleeves, Kirby, ever the hospitable hero, offered a Maxim tomato. Doug accepted, then immediately tried to clip through the floor to find an out-of-bounds advantage. Okay, shit. The fight erupted in chaotic energy. Doug exploited every glitch he could find, zipping through the background layers, attempting to corrupt Kirby's save file by shouting, Alt F4! repeatedly. Kirby responded by inhaling Doug's streaming setup, gaining the rare Twitch chat ability, which manifested as thousands of tiny screaming faces swirling around him. Oh god, that sounds like hell. They clash across the floating islands of Butter Building. Doug deploying his signature peanut butter sandwich distraction technique while chat spammed in the air itself. Kirby flirted with maddening patience, waiting for the perfect opening. The turning point came when Doug attempted his ultimate move, the chat, I'm going to do a backflip maneuver. He leaped spectacularly, miscalculated, and faceplanted directly onto Kirby's waiting foot. What? Doug, surely he can do better than that. The pink warrior had finally stopped flirting. He was serious now, with a war cry that sounded suspiciously like Poyo! Translated through sheer rage. Kirby unleashed a rapid-fire series of punches, each impact accompanied by Doug's own subscriber notification sounds. The YouTuber staggered back, clutching his ribs, his shirt torn, one shoe missing entirely, a spectacular bruise blooming across his forehead like a purple sunset. Doug collapsed against a star block, dazed but grinning through spit lips. Okay, chat, that was frame perfect. He wheezed, giving a thumbs up as his health bar visibly depleted. Kirby stood victorious, slightly scuffed, his left foot stubbed from kicking Doug's dead skull, a scratch across his cheek where a rogue keyboard key had struck. The pink hero offered a hand up. Doug accepted, already planning the rematch speedrun category. 80%, no major glitches, Kirby allowed. And that will do it, ladies and gentlemen! Kirby has defeated everyone except Pikachu. That's something. But he has done it. He has conquered most, then some. And I'm a very proud friend. But that was perfect. Actually, you know what? Where's Kirby? Where is he? Oh, shit. Hello, my little pink friends. What do you have to say for yourself, huh? Anything to say to the people on YouTube? Attaboy. Mwah. And that will do it, guys. That was Kirby versing 10 of his opponents today, which was all scripted by AI, specifically Kimi Ai. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to share some love to my channel and leave a like, and please do consider subscribing for more. Let me know if you want a part 2 of this down below in the comments section below, and please enjoy the rest of your day, guys. You have a great one.